Guten Tag, meine Freunde. Welcome to my first video um, uh, doing German with Duolingo. So now German is one of the courses that I have already completed, but I will go through each of these lessons, getting 5 crowns on some of the ones that I've missed, um, and also go through each of the lessons individually. Um, so I've also had a bit of a head start with this because I did German at school for 2 years. So I did start this out as revision, but I ended up learning lots of new words. So things to tell you about German. It's pronunciation of German is quite easy once you get the hang of the basic pronunciation rules. German words are very easy to pronounce. Um, the only thing to warn you is that the grammar of German is quite complicated. Um, So just to give you plenty of advance warning with that, we'll come across the complicated grammar points as we go through. But in the meantime, let's just stop chatting and let's go straight on to basics one. So let's have a look at the tips, see what you'll normally learn in basics one. So welcome to German course. I'll provide you with tips and notes throughout the course. However, beware these are optional. Only read them if you feel stuck or if you're interested in details. Often it's best to just dive into practice, see how it goes. You can often always revisit the notes section later on. But as I want to go through in this each thing in detail, I will go through each of the lessons that has notes as much as I can. So here is the first important grammar point with German. In German, all nouns are capitalized. So, for example, my name is mein Name with a capital N, and the Apfel is der Apfel with a capital A. This helps you identify which words are nouns in a sentence. So that is the one thing to get the hang of. And that was one of the first grammar notes I learned in when I first started German, that you capitalize all nouns, not just proper nouns. So, and another thing with German nouns is that the nouns in German are either feminine, masculine, or neuter. For example, Frau, obviously, is feminine. Um, Mann, from man, is masculine, and Kind, child, is neuter. While some nouns, Frau, man, have natural gender, like in English, woman, female, man, most nouns have grammatical gender, depending on the word ending. So, the example here, the word Mädchen, which means a girl, is neuter because all words that end with chen, are neuter. Wasser is neuter, but Cola is feminine, and Saft, juice, is masculine. So it's important to learn every noun along with its gender because parts of German sentences change depending on the gender of their nouns. So that's just a little advance warning of a particularly complicated grammar rule. For now, just remember that the indefinite article ein, is used for masculine and neuter nouns, and eine is used for feminine nouns. Stay with us to find out how cases will later modify these. So, a basic rule here: masculine ein Mann, neuter ein Mädchen, feminine eine Frau. And you're getting chucked into um, some quite a lot of grammar basics in this one. So, verb conjugation, conjugating regular verbs. So verb conjugation, German is a little bit more complex than in English. To conjugate a regular verb in the present tense, identify the stem of the verb and add the ending corresponding to any of the grammatical persons, which you can simply memorize. Now, here are the singular forms. So, example here is trinken, the verb trinken, to drink. So, a verb. So, what you do when you're conjugating a verb, take the verb trinken, drop the en ending, and you get the stem of the verb. So, in this case, it's trink. And then you add endings depending on who is doing the action. So I, you just add e to the end. So ich trinke. You, singular and formal, you add st. Du trinkst. And also if if the stem ends in certain letters, that you might add an extra e there. We'll come across that later. So, and he, she, or it, you just add t to the end. So sie, es trinkt. And so here is like in English, sign to be is completely irregular, and its conjugation simply need to be memorized. Again, you'll learn the plural form soon. So I am is ich bin, you are is du bist, and he, she, it is sie, es ist. And another thing we're going to learn, umlauts. That's the two dots above words. It only goes can only go above an A, an O, or a U in German, sorry. Our letters, or more specifically vowels, that have two dots above them and appear in some German words like Mädchen. Literally, umlaut trend means around the sound because its functions to change how the vowel sounds. So yeah, the sound changes for you see an A letter with uh, an umlaut. It goes from A to E, O to and U to Ü. An umlaut change may change the meaning as well. That's why it's important not to ignore these little dots. So yeah, you can dramatically change certain words if you put an umlaut on them. If you can't type these in, a workaround is to type OE instead of O, for example. I guess if you're using a keyboard, but the good thing about Duolingo, it has options for accented letters underneath the text box. So no continuous aspect. So yeah, in German there's no continuous. There's no separate forms of I drink and I'm drinking. There's only one form, ich trinke. So there's no such thing as ich bin trinke or ich bin trinken. So when translating into English, how can I tell whether to use the simple or continuous form? Unless the context suggests otherwise, either form should be accepted. So when you're typing, if you see like ich trinke, you can type I drink or I'm drinking, they'll both be correct. Right, that's quite a lot to take in for the first lesson, but let's just go ahead and practice and see what you'll normally learn at Basics 1, and we'll practice without a timer so that we don't so we can go through each thing individually. So water, we've had a few times in the notes. Water is Wasser.
Wasser. Eine Frau, ein Mann.
So, eine Frau,
ein
Mann.
Mann.
So a woman, a man.
Du bist ein Junge.
So you are. Junge is boy, so you are a boy. Du bist ein Mann. You are a man.
Brot und Wasser.
That's bread and water. And Wasser.
Ich bin eine Frau.
That's easy. I am a woman.
Ein Kind und ein Mann.
That's ein Kind und ein Mann. A child and a man.
Eine Frau, ein Mann.
A woman. A man.
Es ist Wasser.
That's es ist Wasser. It's water. You're a child. Du bist ein Kind.
Es ist ein Kind.
Es ist ein Kind. So it's a child. It is water. Es ist Wasser.
Brot, Wasser.
Brot Wasser. Bread, water. Nice and easy. Bread and water. Boat, boat und Wasser.
Ich bin ein Kind und du bist ein Mann.
Ich bin Kind und du bist ein Mann. I am a child and you're a man.
Brot und Wasser.
Brot und Wasser.
Es ist Duolingo.
Es ist Duolingo. Duolingo is funnily enough the same word in German. Is Duolingo. I'm a boy. Ich bin ein Junge. You're a boy. Du bist ein Junge. So there we go. So that's a nice, easy way to ease you into German. Just very basic sentences. Because German is one of the earlier courses. I think it was one of the first courses that came out, along with Spanish and French and Italian. So it's got, so just the way it's laid out is very, very slow to introduce you to the basics, and then gradually gets to the more and more complicated stuff. So that's it for this video. So next video we'll look at this one, which is an introduction to the word to the definite article in German. So because the definite article can get quite complicated, especially with there being 3 noun genders, or some would sort of say 4 because plural can sometimes be classed as a gender of its own. But yeah, worry about that as we go on. So that's it for just now. I'll see you again soon for the next video for the. So in the meantime, Dankeschön und auf Wiedersehen.